So we're here at the beginning of the month and it's time to fill out our patchwork planner. So grab your copy, check the link in the description below, and let's start putting the projects that you want to work on, the activities that you want to participate in, and any classes or quilt projects that you need to finish this month. The first thing we're going to do is gather our supplies. So I've got my planner and it is open to June. And I also have my month that is printed off for Patchworkers Plus. So this is my online quilting community. And we've got quite a few activities planned for this month. So I need to start putting them on my June calendar in my planner. So the first thing I'm going to do is just go ahead and fill out the dates on my calendar. Now that I have my days down, what I'm going to go through is just start putting what I have on my calendar. So whether this is your personal calendar or your class calendar or your project calendar, whatever it is that you are using, go ahead and just start filling in those activities on the calendar. So beginning the 1st of June for the whole month is flimsy to finished. Super excited about this. This is a new class inside Patchworkers Plus, and this is all about taking your quilt tops. So a flimsy is a quilt top that's just like hanging in your closet, in a pile in your sewing room or whatever. So you had enough fun with it and you've got a top all done, but you don't have it quilted and you don't have it bound. So flimsy to finish takes you through each of those steps. And we've got some extra sewing days. This one is an extra sewing day. So I need to make sure that I have that on. And this is flimsy to finished sew at 6 p.m. And that's in our private Zoom room. So we just get to chat, and it's kind of an Ask Becky for an hour or so, where if you are stuck on like border design or quilting design, or you've got a question about your binding, that is the night to ask. So on my calendar as well, I've got the Trailblazer. So this is the year-long block of the month that happens, and this is the new step. So I know that when this new step comes out, I will be doing some sewing this month to keep up on that project for sure. On the 13th, I have 1 o'clock afternoon chat with Pamela. Inside Patchworkers Plus, we do have a guest that occasionally joins us, and Pamela is our guest this month. That one is at 1 o'clock, so I need to make sure I put that time down. All right, looking further on the calendar, I've got the 20th, which is an open sew at 1. And on the 24th, I have an open sew at 1 as well. On the 26th, there is a book club. So I've got a book club evening, and that's at 7 p.m. So I need to, I'm going to write a note in here, and it says, this is the book club book. So I need to find out what that book is and write it down right here so I know what I'm going to be talking about, or, you know, have it read or partially read or whatever prior to that meetup. At 6:30 is the new members. This is an orientation for new members, a way for us to chat and get to know each other. And then at 7 p.m. is my favorite time of the month, and that is show and tell. So we get to bring our projects, whether that's like a quilt block or a finished quilt top. Hopefully it is a finished quilt because we're working on flimsy to finished all month long. So hopefully it is a finished quilt that we will be showing off and sharing that evening. So the projects that I've got working on this month, here is my list right here. I have a new project possibly for Christmas in July. So this is a new quilt. I also have maybe an QUILT pattern coming out that I'm working on. And I think those are my two biggest projects that I've got right now. I don't have anything else for notes, but I do have a few other things to add to my calendar. So on Tuesday, the 13th, no, on Wednesday, the 14th until Sunday, I am going to a quilt retreat. So this is something that I've done every year. I'm not in charge of it. So I just get to sew and enjoy myself during that time. And then I am going to be gone as well the next week for a few days. So I've got another trip planned here until Friday. So before I move on, I'm going to check my calendar on my phone and just make sure that everything is from here put onto here. So if you've got any kind of classes that you need to take or that you're planning on taking or that you've signed up for, make sure that you lay it out in here, and then as well as add it to a project or a note. So maybe you need a specific ruler or notion that you need to pick up for your class, so you can add that to the notes area. Also this month, what I can do is write down my June projects. So if I've got the Christmas in July, that's where I would start keeping track here. And then also as I finish each step of gathering the fabric, cutting it up, finishing the top, gathering my back, and then quilting it, binding it, and labeling it, I can also use this area during the flimsy to finished month as well. So this comes in really handy this month. And then I've got some idea space right here or notes. I do have this area down as well, which is to do. So is there something that I need to pre-cut or bring or make prior to maybe a class or anything else that's related on your calendar? And then I also do have my events. So right here, I could put the quilt retreat right here, and then a trip. So I can quickly look. This is the 14th to the 18th, and then this is the 21st to the 23rd. So I can see all of my events in a quick to read format. Then if you look at the next page, we've got our June classes. So you've got space for 3 different classes this month. Maybe I would put my flimsy to finished here as well. So what project am I going to be finishing? What time are my meetups? Or what date, what time? And then this would be on the Zoom. So you're able to kind of keep track of the classes individually here. And then during June, you have an extra individual project planner that you can fill out specifically for one project. If you don't have time to finish this project this month, don't worry about it. Just add an extra little tab that sticks out. So when you're flipping through your book later on during the year, you can quickly grab to that tab and you have all the information laid out this month. So there's no sense in repeating this every month. You can just quickly go back to the one. Now, if I do finish something this month, then I get to go to the back and write down my start date, my end date, and the project. So since this month is flimsy to finished, and we're focusing on 1 or 2 quilts or projects to actually get finished, I can add that to my finishes in the back for this year. So that is super excited. At the end of the year, you get to read all of those finishes that you have done during the year. All right, so that's a quick look at filling out my planner for this month. I hope you found it helpful to see my process as well as what's inside the planner. Check the description for the link to pick up your own version of it. And we'll see you next time.